today we're going to go hit up a few local thrift shops instead, and we're going to see if we can find anything to flip online for a profit. We're going to start things off with this one right here, Treasures Galore. They were having a 50% off green tag sale, and it started things off with the men's area. They did have a smaller selection of clothing, didn't really stay there for that long. Proceeded on with the shoes. They had some Nikes, some Olakais. They were all priced a little bit on the higher end, about $20 or so. And that was the same with most of the other shoes. The women's section was a couple of rows there. I mean, the store itself was kind of on the smaller end, but they did have plenty of clothing there. You could definitely dig through. I didn't really go through much of that. Checked out some of the athletic shoes. Didn't see much of anything, a lot of cleats and everything. Saw this giant G, very tempting. So I decided to pass on that. They did have a separate room for all of the children's and kids' items. A lot of shoes, clothing, plush, toys, books, you name it, they got it all. Nothing worth me picking up, but cool little section though. Even the DVDs and VHS tapes were separated by like kids movies, Disney movies, etc. Not a huge toy selection, but they did have some items there. A lot of like board games and puzzles as well. On the back wall here, like baby clothes. This little cool Winnie the Pooh statue thingy. Not sure exactly what that was. And then some more books as well. So, unfortunately, didn't find anything here, so I headed out the door. Back at the car, guys, did not find anything at this store. They had a lot of cool, interesting pieces here. Prices were kind of on the higher end. I thought about getting that tape recorder for $6. Roughly goes for about 25 to 30. Unfortunately, the battery compartment was corroded, so I decided to leave that behind. A lot of cool, unique pieces. Prices were a little bit higher, as you guys probably saw. The shoes were a little bit on the higher end, $20, $25. Not in the best shape as well. Not the best models, so ended up leaving everything behind. Did not find anything worth getting. Overall, pretty cool store. Stop number 2 here at the Clothes Closet Thrift Store. Never been to the store. It's a little bit of ways, but decided to check it out. They did have baskets and carts though, which was nice. Starting things off over here in the corner with the linens and dinnerware. Checked out some of the clothing. They had a rack just full of camo stuff. Things were priced pretty high at the store, honestly, on those items. Some of them were like $40 to $50, so. As you can see here, tons of Minnesota Twins hoodies. T-shirts here, 50 cents a piece only. I think it was only this section. A lot of these were like local branded shirts or screen print shirts. Checked out some of the button-ups. Not a whole lot as far as flipping goes. Here's a outdoor research pair of pants here, new with tags, $45. Did find a pair of Ariats before I left the store, $25 for these Rebar M4s, new with tags. These do go for about $30 only, unfortunately, so I decided to leave those behind as well. Cool little store, not much there to find and flip stuff online, but cool little thrift shop though, so let's head to the next one. We are at location number 3. Stop number 3 here. This place was called the Craft Thrift Store. Pretty small store. It was bigger than the last one we were just at. They had a pretty big variety of items. They had a few shelves here, kind of towards the back area where some toys were, pots and pans here, bottles, just a lot of like your housewares. And the pricing was actually not too bad. So a lot of the pricing was actually pretty reasonable throughout the store. They had another section of like sporting equipment, some helmets, some tools as well. Moving along to the clothing area, the back wall area was like all shoes. It was kind of all mixed in together though, so it was kind of hard to separate things out. The rows were pretty narrow as far as the clothing racks go, so it was a little bit tight squeeze to get through some of the area. A couple rows for men's, couple rows for women, so nothing too crazy. I had to go through all of the clothes, and unfortunately I didn't find a whole lot. I did see this cool like Golden State Warriors jersey, but it was like a baseball jersey style. Fortunately, nothing too crazy of something where I would pick up. But overall, it was a kind of cool store to check out for sure. Some of the electronics were in the front area. They had the Sony DVD VCR that said that it was broken on one side, so I passed on that. That was priced at like $15. They had some video games here, and one game I did pick up. Bought our first item of the day, Wii Sports, $3.20. Usually, I think it still goes for about $20 to $25. But let's hit up the next area. Here we are at the next store, the Local Savers. It's actually near the last store I was at, so decided to stop by. Over in the clothing area, everything is 25% off for clothing and shoes, so let's see if we can find anything over here. Over in the activewear, going through some shorts here, found these pair of Lululemon, not in the best shape, and they are asking $25. Definitely not worth it. Found another Lululemon. These are actually pretty nice. Kind of a cool, well, there's a little like marker stain there. Yeah, a little too worn. And $30. Jeez. They are definitely marking up Lululemon now. Once they know what to look for, they're gonna price it up. Got another one over here. These are like the chino pants. Another $30. Darn. Got a blue pair. Same thing. $25. Okay, just found this one. Masons. It feels really good quality. Navy blue pair of pants. $7.99. This one could be decent. I'm gonna hold on to it. Oh, right behind that, got a pair of cool. $6.49. Also found these Milwaukee Flex work pants. $15. These were just like sitting on the floor, so a little dusty, but might be worth it for $15. Brand new. Finding some decent pants. Found these. Never heard of this brand before. Kettle? I guess it's like a mountain apparel company. They do want $14 for it. I think these go for about $30 or so. The sell rate's pretty decent on this, so I might take a shot on it. There's only like 3 listed and like 15 sold. So with the 25% off, it might be worth it if I can get like 30. I don't know, comps are kind of going from like 25 to 35. I'll hold on to it for now. $32.59 is the total. Not too bad of a haul today from the Savers. I am gonna stop by a Ross store actually. This one just opened up recently. It's probably like the only one in the Twin Cities, and it's actually like right next door to the Savers. So I'm gonna check it out for the first time. Here we are, guys. Here's the Ross store, and I was just right over there at that Savers. If you guys don't know Ross, it's comparable to like TJ Maxx and Marshalls. So like I mentioned, this is like a TJ Maxx Marshalls. It's like discounted pricing from normal retail price. So they usually do have some name brand stuff here. Adidas, Puma, Reebok. Some of the like lower end stuff. But sometimes you can find some good stuff here. From what I've seen at least. Go check out the men's shoes now. Got these Nauticas. Looks just like On Clouds. Got these football cleats. Vapors. $20. Might look these up and see. So those Nikes were not a good find. They only go for like 25 to 30. Looks like they got some blazers up here. $55 though. Probably not worth it. Adidas slides, 20. Ooh, what are these? These like T-Max? Tracy McGrady's? Crazy One GY3803, $45. These only go for about 45 to 50. Ooh, we got some Jordans. Just 6 rings, I think, if I remember correctly. $65. Wow. Might have to take a look at these. FJ4650. Gonna leave the Jordans. They only go for about 65 to 70 as well. Got some Project Rock, 45. Not too bad. Got another pair of Jordans here for 45 or 55. Not much for reselling, like these Salomons. I actually picked up these Ride 4s at the Turnstile, but these are 45 and they only go for about 60. So after fees, not gonna be making much. Got another pair of Jordans over here, man. Got a load of Jordans. These are 60. I don't know which model this one is. FQ8298. These have been selling for about 70 to like 90, but really low sell-through rate. So not going to be worth it. It's going to be sitting for a while. not a popular model. So going to stores like this to try and flip, you got to keep in mind that your return on investment is going to be much lower than going to a thrift store because the prices are higher and you probably don't get as much. So you might get a quicker flip, but for less money. Taking a look at some jeans here, and I spotted these here. True Luck. Is this supposed to be like a True Religion knockoff? $60 retail, $22. This Nike Brazil, like soccer jersey, $110 retail, $40. Well, fortunately didn't find anything here at the Ross, but it was cool to check it out at least. Anyways, let's go to the next local thrift store. Here's the next stop, Basic Needs Thrift Stop. I've also never been to this store, so let's see what it's all about. So the store has set pricing for each clothing item, as you guys saw on that sign. Starting things off with the men's clothing here. The selection was kind of small, pretty similar to the other local thrift stores, not a whole lot. Some t-shirts here, they had like a whole rack of just graphic tees, and there was some pretty cool prints there. Nothing for me to flip though. They were running a 50% off all shoes sale, and unfortunately I did not find anything there, but overall this store was pretty stocked, at least. They had a good variety of different things. One area was like all clothing, and then the other half of the store was like hard goods. So there's plenty of variety for sure. Wasn't a whole lot of like new racks. They did have like a section of new stuff that they were going to put out for clothing wise. Just kind of your basic needs really here. Nothing too fancy. No crazy high-end brands that I could see. Towards the front was like the books area, kind of like a small little corner of books that you could buy there. Pretty big selection compared to the last local store that I was at. Well, unfortunately didn't find anything here, but there is a nearby Goodwill just down the road, so I'm gonna go check that place out and see if we can find anything there. Goodwill was a bust. Unfortunately, did not find anything at this Goodwill, but I'm probably going to be calling it for the day. We did check out a few cool, small local thrift stores. A lot of times at those thrift stores, clothing isn't the best thing to find at those stores. Typically, people donate better clothing to like these Goodwills, Savers, bigger thrift stores. When you guys go to these smaller local thrift stores, typically you're going to be looking for more like unique pieces. Those like one-off items that you find at like garage sales that you don't normally find at thrift stores, like bigger thrift stores. stores, those unique pieces that could be your home run hitters. You're never going to know what you're going to find at these small local thrift stores. But that's me for this one. Thanks everybody for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you aren't already. I just hit 900 subscribers recently. Hopefully we can get to the 1,000 mark soon. But thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!